Don't change the channel. Don't you touch that channel.
Exodus 2, 10 and 11. Here beginneth the reading of God's holy word. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. The word of the Lord for the people of God. You may take your seats. All right. So here we are in the month of February. You know, I usually focus in on something that's very relevant in the world today. And certainly there is nothing more relevant than the sermon series that we're dealing with. The sermon series is Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. You know, I just saw a picture. If you had black people, white people in the ocean, and the whites were swimming. In fact, they're doing the back streets. In fact, some of them are floating. The white people's got a gun on. You know, some black people know how to float, but you looked out there and you saw that mostly black people were drowning. Who would you go here to save? Huh? I know why you're acting like a scared. What are you going to let the black people die for? Yeah, jump in and save the ones that are drowning. So I say again, Black Lives Matter. Okay, maybe somebody got it. Black Lives Matter. So today I want to minister from the sermon topic, Justice for a Broken Nation. Justice for a broken nation. How do you know when a nation is broken? Is it merely because the people are crying out in pain? No. A nation is broken when the people cry out in pain and the leaders do not hear the pain. The leaders do not understand the pain. The leaders do not care about the pain, and the leaders will not make a move to alleviate the pain of the people they lead. Anytime a nation or a people were about to experience, hear it, great reformation, that reformation was formed on the foundation of a people who felt betrayed, belittled, and bamboozled by their leadership. While this is sad and very hurtful, one must understand that when you place your trust in the hands of men, that you are truly setting yourself up for failure. The sad reality is that when you trade in your faith in God to having a faith that is placed in the hands of leaders, you have just downgraded the level of care you will receive. I don't know about you, but I can still sing and hear the refrain of the song, God will take care of you. Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you.
Beneath his wings.
Beneath his wings of love abide, God will take care of you. I want to sing it. God will, yes he will,
Take care of you through every day. Along the way, God will take care of you. God will take
No Johnny Walker could do it like that. Nothing from Goslings could do it like that. Can't go to Lightborn and get something that'll make you feel that way. There's something about knowing that no matter what's going on in the island of Bermuda, no matter what's going on in the world, that God, oh, can I get a witness? That God, oh, can I get a witness? I said that God, no matter what, God will take, he'll take care, he'll take care of you. I said God will. God will take care. He will take care of you. Church, many times in history, we can see that a nation has felt abandoned by leaders, and the result is hardship. A broken people will result in a broken nation. Broken people will result in a broken nation crying out for a better day. As we consider the text of today, it is vital to understand that the people are experiencing such hardship because they participated in a trade-off at some point. Yeah, they did. At some point, Lord have mercy, in their history, such a people became less godly and more worldly. They became more dependent on the skill of the leader and less dependent on the sacredness of God. And I've determined with all that is within me that no matter how skillful the leader is, be it a skillful PLP leader, be it a skillful OBA leader, that I'll not place my faith and trust in them, that I must trust in God. I'm not going to downgrade. Tell your neighbor, I will not downgrade. Because if you do, such a move will eventually lead to hardships. In our text today, we see a broken nation. A nation abandoned by leaders. A nation that abandons the wise counsel of God and are now under the counsel they chose. You chose. Carry on. It must be understood that in order for a people to be blessed, that their counsel must be godly. Their meditation must be on the word of God. A people who take counsel from the ungodly are bound to experience a life outside of the way of God and outside of the will of God. That's right. Yep. You know, I'm more than sure that if leaders today, you know, Deacon Stephen, we are in such a predicament, we are in such a climate in the island of Bermuda that you would think that wise leadership would take wise counsel, not from a man or a woman, but from a man or a woman who is under the counsel of God. Not somebody with a title, but somebody you know is walking right, somebody you know is talking right, and that you would take, that means that it would seem that the leaders of the country of the island of Bermuda would have been in the house of God on Sabbath yesterday or today, and that they themselves will find themselves at the altar saying, God, I need your help. God, I don't know how to guide your people. God, I don't know what move to take. But God, if you show me the way, I'll take the way, God. That's godly counsel. Outside of the counsel of God, we one more time may fall prey to the counsel of man. I want to hear from a man that's heard from God. I want to hear from a leader who I know has heard from God. You haven't heard from the LGBT community. You haven't even heard from the Christian community. You've heard directly from the portals of glory, and you've heard from God. Yeah. This is where we find ourselves in the text today. The people have trusted in the economy of Egypt. I'm going to take my time right here. Yes, originally, their forefather Joseph went into Egypt, 12 years a slave, and rose through the ranks to the place of being second in command. Yes, Joseph's family traveled from their homeland into Egypt to escape the famine, as there was plenty of food in Egypt. Yet I venture to say that the people of Israel stayed in Egypt too long. Oh, can I help somebody today? You may visit Egypt, but don't stay too long. You may need to go to Egypt, but when the food crisis is rescued back in your own country, you better pack your bags and leave Egypt alone. Don't stay in Egypt too long, because if you stay in Egypt too long, you're going to pick up Egypt's ways. You're going to pick up Egypt's gods. You're going to get confused between what you should do, what you should say, how you should walk, how you should worship. You got to get out of Egypt. Don't stay there too long. Visit, but don't stay.
That's right.
Church, God may use Egypt to keep you alive. However, at some point you must know when you begin to take on the culture of a foreign people. I know that Egypt is your friend now. See, Mother De Silva, when you could work a job, get fired from that job, and have a job the same day, you know, Herman's doing good. Herman's doing good. That's why we need people, because we got an abundance of jobs. But some people stayed in Bermuda too long. Somebody rolled over work permit. Okay, I'm going to get back to the story. All I need you to understand is that when you mix two cultures, when you mix 5 cultures, that the culture that should be a visiting culture gonna seem like they want to stay. Talking about God's word, you know. That's why they don't want you to know God's word. Hey, Basha. Too long. How you stay 20 years? I guess we're going to be glad it ain't a night service by the time I get through this. Yeah. See, Egypt's your friend now. However, there will come a time when Egypt remembers that you're Israel. Yeah, because Lord, you know what blows my mind is that there's no such thing as a Bermudian. That only the cows, the lizards, and the frogs are Bermudian. So why all these foreigners want to be a frog, want to be a cow, want to be a lizard, and an onion? Gee. How they work that? Somebody say she's back. You know, you try to devalue a people, but you want to be them. You talk them down, but you want everything they have. I'm just on the introduction. So I hope you all had a good breakfast. I got people catching things I ain't grand yet. Hey, we're going to wreck this text. Egypt will recall that, watch this, you are really their enemy. You're going to find out now, Bermudians, that because they can become residents, they're going to be your enemy now. Oh, yeah. All this time they had to be quiet. But now they got the right people in power. Now they can open up their mouth. Excuse me? I'm a born Bermudian. You will not shut me down. See, this is the beauty. This is beautiful right here. Watch this. Okay, if I throw this one, okay. If I don't catch it today. Here's the beauty. Watch this. You are Bermudian because you were born here. I'm talking in general. Now follow me. Just follow me. You don't have to have money to be a Bermudian. You don't have to have wealth. You're just born here. But there's another people who were not born here. They got money and wealth and trying to buy it. Well, you can buy it, but I was born it. Let's get that straight. So anybody got an issue with that? The door's right there. But I believe in my people. I know why we're all so scared to say something. Are you kidding me? All right, back to the text. Here we go. Watch this. In other words, eventually, I'm talking the Bible, eventually your enemy will actually begin to operate like your enemy again. Right? Okay, another one. You know how new people come into the bank, you train them. They're still at the bank and you're going. Yeah, I'm just trying to tell you, it's Bible. You know, your wages dropped down a couple of $1,000s a month. That's still up there. They weren't born in King Edward. They don't know about Out Point, up the country, down the country, round the rail, up the street. And it does make a difference because it's a culture of a people. See, because that's what they want to take away too. No, I know how to talk proper, and I got to, but I sure know my Bermudian. Hey, boy, what's up? Cool. Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. Spell that. That's right. You all know what I'm saying. That's right. All right. Okay. I'm going to roll now. The Egyptians are not at all pleased with the population growth of Israel and seek to bring their numbers down. Last week we went over how the midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, were hired to kill the baby boys as soon as they were born. That failed. Then we read where the baby boys were then taken from their home and thrown alive in the river to meet death. Church, can you imagine the cry of the people? Can you imagine the grief that has gripped the homes of Israelites? Church, can you imagine how these people are now crying out to God for justice? Church, what I find continuously sad is that a people have to experience the depths of despair and hardship before they call on God. Yet God is so merciful. God is full of compassion. And when his people finally catch themselves, God will be right there to see them through. Let's examine the text today and figure out how God will establish justice for his broken nation as we deal with the following 3 points. Point number 1, daughter of Levi. Daughter of Levi. Point number 2, daughter of Pharaoh. Daughter of Pharaoh. Mm-hmm. And then point 3, daughter of couple. Daughter of the couple. Oh, glory to Jesus. Here we go. Point number 1, daughter of Levi. Verse 1. And there went a man of the house of Levi and took to wife a daughter of Levi. Church, I continue to emphasize the fact that when God is ready to have a nation experience a paradigm shift, that God will use a man and a woman. Don't stop me. When you're ready to birth victory, when you're ready to birth a people to a place they've never been before, God will use the connection of a man and a woman. It is God's established foundational pattern that when it comes time to bless a people as never before, that God will use a man plus a woman. God will use the fruit produced from the union of a man and a woman to bring about his plan of blessing. Yes, currently the people are in bondage, but I'm telling you that God has a blessing in store for them. Don't you believe that God has a blessing? Somebody better believe that today, that no matter where I find myself, no matter what situation God, you've got a blessing in store for me. I may not see it, but I sense it. I may not say it, but I sense it. It's not secure, but I sense it. God, I feel that you got something for me. A blessing in store, a blessing. He's got a blessing. Why? Because he's a blessed God. He's a God of the yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And every yesterday, today, and tomorrow got a blessing. A blessing in store. Yes, the people are in pain. And yet I tell you that their pain will yield godly produce. Yes, the people are crying out. And I'm here to tell you that God will get them out. How about that? That when somebody needs to cry out. Somebody hasn't cried out. Somebody hasn't opened up their mouth and let God know, I've had just about enough. Enough is enough. I'm crying out to you, God, now. And God, I know when I cry out, you'll get me out of this situation. Yeah, he will. Now, let me preface the rest of the sermon by saying that in verse 1, there is no Moses. And in verse 15, Moses is 40 years old. So, although there are merely 15 verses, these 15 verses cover 40 years. And this is important. It's important because, oh my, the people must understand that deliverance takes time. God, I'm crying. That's your verse 1. But the deliverer doesn't come until verse 15. It's the in-between time. Can you hold on to God in between? Can you trust God in between? Can you still know that God's going to come through in between? While you're going through all manner of frustrations, can you know that I'm headed to my verse 15, and when I reach verse 15, my deliverer will have come. Yes. Deliverance takes time. Yes, you're crying out now. However, you did not get to where you are overnight. And it will take more than an overnight time period for you to be rescued from your oppressors. Church, when God is going to rescue a people from physical, mental, and even religious slavery, God creates a leader conceived by a man and a woman for such a time as this. Hence, we can celebrate the lives of such men as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., men such as Malcolm X, a man before these two, such as Marcus Garvey, a man I listened to yesterday for a bit, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., and then his phenomenal son, awesome speaker. Oh my God, every Saturday I look forward to listening to Jonathan Luther Jackson. What? And then, of course, if you want to pull it local, I got to mention a Dr. E.F. Gordon. No, people. Okay, Biology 101. Biology 101. I can promise you Dr. E.F. Gordon had a mama and a daddy. That he was conceived by a man and a woman. That's the end of my story. That's the end of my story. It's not going to be any type of challenge for me. If I'm the minister of whatever, I know that I got here through my mama and my daddy. That's it. What's the question? And the story. Such men are standouts, willing to be outcast, hear me, and even cast aside for the cause. If a nation is to truly receive justice, there must arise men and women who understand that it is not justice, meaning just about us. True legitimate justice is about the entirety of the population and not a chosen few. Church, it's only a small minority with big mouths and big money pushing this same-sex agenda. That didn't make sense. So they got to have money. Money overcomes common sense, you know. In verse 1, back there, in verse 1, God reaches into the heart of a Levitical man, a leader amongst God's order, a leader amongst the nation of Israel, and he causes this man's heart to be knitted to a woman. God's something else, you know. He doesn't like, it isn't often in his word, Brother Battersby, that God uses lone rangers. You know, because he don't want you to get that idea that you can, it's all about you. No, Levitical man, you need to get with the woman. She, the woman, is a daughter of Levi. No ordinary woman, for she too has the lineage of Levitical genealogy. In essence, God chooses a doubly anointed couple. He knows that there is a special anointing that needs to be upon the seed to rescue his people. So he chooses a doubly anointed couple to bring forth a child that needs to be doubly anointed. Let me tell you something. Anytime you're going to free a people, you got to be anointed. Because I'm telling you, sometimes you have to bring the people out dragging and screaming and kicking. You know, all they cried was for freedom. Then when you come and get them, like, you sure? Yeah, you know that? No. See, you got to be an anointed leader when it comes to freeing a people. No easy thing to set a people free. You know what, church, I was thinking? I am sure that amongst all of those in bondage, there were those Israelites who thought they were doing just fine. Because we heard from them later on. Remember? Oh, why did you take us from there? We were living it up with the leeks and the onions. Don't think, hear me, Sister Deal, that everybody that walks with Shekinah Worship Center has the mind of Shekinah Worship Center. It's going to come a time of testing where you will know if they fail the test or pass the test, if they're still with you. Some of them going right back to Egypt, going right back to Egypt today. The Egypt they escaped, going right back. Yeah, some of them had no issue. You know, they were making ends meet. They were surviving. I'm sure they had no problem with the status quo. However, there was a greater number of people, the majority, that were experiencing great hardships. And out of this experience, God hears their cry and creates a union. I want to say something. Oh, that's not, I didn't get that when I was typing it. God hears their cry and creates a union. Somebody's not got it yet. Okay, I'm going to break it down for you now, because that's what I do. That's what I do. God hears their cry, and he creates a Bermuda Industrial Union. See, you didn't get it. See? Because look, I promise you that if Dr. E.F. Gordon and those predecessors had not created a Bermuda Industrial Union, you wouldn't be where you are today. That's why they're trying to get rid of the union. But I said God created the union. Even when they act up. I'm praying for them too. God hears their cry and creates a union that would create a boy child who would become their deliverer. So out of the midst of the anguished crowd, out of the midst of a tormented people, God puts his hand right in the midst. Why? Because every time, Sister Nikisha, God is going to create a deliverer. It is most necessary that the deliverer be in touch with the feelings of the people's infirmities. You wonder why the leadership of Bermuda, why they can't move the way the majority of the people want to. They ain't in touch with your feelings. They got that cake, that bread bottled on both sides. Jesus. I need you to get that again. When it's God's deliverer, he reaches into the oppressed people to create someone who's going to take them from the oppressor. Yes, sir. I want you to note here that this couple came together during a time of hardship. Can I tell you that that's a general statement and instruction for the people of God? That whenever you're going through hardship, whatever type of hardship, that's the time that you need to come into the house of God. That's the time when you need to be in unity with the people of God. Why? Because God commands his blessing right there. So you ought to strive to come into the house of God, to be in the place of unity, so that God can command his blessing to fall on you. Yeah, he does. So as it were, Moses was conceived to survive what he was born into. Every other boy child being killed, being ripped from the hands of its mother. And God still creates a boy child that will survive what should have killed him. Oh, that's a story right there for somebody. Huh? That what you've been through could have killed you. Could have killed your spirit. Could have killed your dreams. Could have killed your hopes. But God wants you to understand that if it has not killed you, that he is about to take you and make you a testimony of how he'll bring you through. Yes, he will. I know it felt like it was going to kill you. I know you wanted to put those blinds down. I know you wanted to stay in your bed and not get out of the house. But I'm here to tell you today that God's plan for you is greater than the pain you're going through. God's going to bring you out with a mighty hand, a mighty comforting testimony. God is your deliverer. He's your deliverer. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Thank you, Lord.
Bring you out. Watch this. Watch this. Woo, glory.
Thank you, Jesus.
Here we go. Science, my subject. Genetics, my favorite topic of biology. So, you know, I just swim in this. Let's do it. The mother, I'm going to take my time here. The mother gives her X chromosome. The father gives his Y chromosome. You people are too bright. You're already running ahead of me. Because you know how I set it up. Church, I don't know how many of you just heard what I said. So let me explain. While I was typing this out, God had me to hear me say, the father gives his Y chromosome. Church, when a father gives his Y chromosome, that child ought to grow up to understand why they have been born. You see, church, the goal of the devil is to create the boy using a Y chromosome, but not have the father around to answer the why questions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I tell you, I got that and I felt glory in my belly. I felt that and I understood. Any man in Shekinah Worship Center who is not in relationship with his child, I know that they will be by today. Any male in the island of Bermuda that will hear this message and they're wondering why their child went that way, they have to examine their own life and they have to understand, did I speak into my male child why you have been born? Did I say to my male child, son, you are somebody? Did I speak to the life of my male child, telling them, you shall be great, you shall be wise, you shall be a comfort? We are missing our Y chromosome father.
Good word, good word.
Got it, you know. I'm got it. I'm got it. See, when God gets that type of insight, I have to let it marinate. I have to let every male in the island of Bermuda. Let me tell you something. You may have slept with her, and it might have been a one-night stand. But that one-night stand means that you've got to stand for the next 18 years and declare to that child why they are here. You are here not because mama and daddy had a quickie, but because God quickened life out of the egg and sperm and caused that life to become manifest. And now that every life matters, every black lives matter. I call fathers to order. I call fathers to order. It was your Y chromosome to get in your place and answer the question. Get in your place and answer the question from your son and from your daughter. Answer the question. Why? Glory to Jesus. You may say, preacher, what kind of questions? Well, questions like this. Daddy, why am I here? Daddy, can you tell me why you had me? Daddy, can you tell me why you wanted to have me? Daddy, can you tell me my purpose? Daddy, can you tell me how great I am? Every nation, every people, where the Y chromosome, the father, you can be X or Y, we got that, but we're speaking to the males. Every nation where fathers leave their children hanging with unanswered questions, those nations will fall. See, that's why I can't blame the white man. I got to blame the right man. And the right man is the one that produced that child. So before you go and blame the white man, look in the mirror and find out what are you doing with your child. How much time you're spending with your child. How much money, right? You all want to flash how much money you're making? How your child doing? Are you saving up for their college? That's going to be a cool $30,000 a year.
That's right. Amen.
Jesus. You see, church, the devil is yet after the male seed. And therefore, it helps his plan to destroy the male seed when the male seed is not in communication with the one who made him a male seed by birth.
That's right. Amen.
I mean, I can imagine a real father, a real man, being at the graveside, and their son talking about he's a part of a gang and he's going to drink beer at a grave and throw up gang signals. A real father will slap him across his head, drag him by his ear, and say, "Get over, come." I'm looking for those fathers. And yes, I said drag him. See. If you don't discipline them young, you're going to have to become a desperate father by the time they're a teenager. Now, if you discipline them young, you just got to talk to them. You try talking to them. Oh, God, help me here. Sons need their father. Sons need their Y chromosomes. Far too many boys only have an X. Oh, I'm going to go somewhere now. Only have an X chromosome and are being raised around a whole lot of X chromosomes. And therefore, they exist differently because of the influence they're under. I think you all get what I'm saying. I'm just going to keep preaching there. I'm going to keep preaching. From the strong union of these two Levi's, God produces strong children. Oh, and let me remind you that the two older children were also leaders. Moses' older brother Aaron and his sister Miriam. So let's not forget the backdrop of the timing of the birth of Moses. Moses is born during the very season that Pharaoh is ordering Hebrew boys to be killed. Verses 2 and 3, watch it. And the woman conceived and bare a son, And when she saw that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and daubed it with slime and with pitch and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. The term goodly. You know, I'm just going to talk here for a minute. Oh, this is going to be long. Babies. I mean, I saw one yesterday. I said, this child looked just like Kamari. I fell in love with the child. Nevea, her name is. So wait a minute. So I'm going somewhere with this. 99.5 of babies are cute. I've seen a couple doozies. I must admit, I've seen a couple of doozies where I said, okay, okay. But you know, I'm picturing one right now. But most babies are just cute. Don't matter if the light, the white, the black, it's just cute. Right? Just cute. I'm going somewhere. Right? The Bible uses the term goodly. Says that Moses was a goodly child. The term goodly comes from the word tov, and it means good, pleasant, agreeable. What I need for you to understand is that when these parents, this mother looked at her child, the mother looked at her child, she didn't just see a cute baby. She saw purpose. She, agreeable. She came into agreement that my son, there's something about this child. I know I hear crying all over the neighborhood. I know there's a lot of grief, but there's something about this child that's different. More than a cute baby. She looked and she saw that this child's life carried purpose that was not going to be snuffed out by the hatred of those in power. Can I encourage mothers today that you've got to speak to your children, speak into their lives from the moment that they're born. Listen, some children, they cry hard. You need to really pray. Oh yeah. All 3 of my girls, very easy. You know, husband's calm. I was relatively calm. The children were calm. You know, but some children, I'm like, oh, I can only take so much of this one. You know, and so you have to pray. You have to look at your child, look at your grandchild, look at your godchild, look at your little cousin, and determine, well, I know this child has purpose and destiny. God, help me to speak life into them right now. Don't wait till they get 12. Don't wait till they get 16. Too late. You got to know, discern by the Spirit that there's something goodly about this child, and then come into agreement with it. You see? And I encourage parents to do that. See beyond what you see. You must see prophetically. Yeah. There you go. You all want to be prophets? Prophesy over yourself. No, look, no prophet can prophesy over yourself like you can. If you see God, if you know God's word, you know how to speak life into the life of your family. That's prophetic. There is a purpose beyond this moment as to why your child is here. Oh, yes. Only then will you become creative enough to come up with a response to a reckless plan, the reckless plan of your enemy to kill your child. The enemy, listen, it hasn't changed. He wants to kill your child, kill your child. He wants to kill your children. He wants to kill my children. Huh? But I'm so glad. That's why I'm glad I know Bible. I know no weapon formed against shall prosper. I know every tongue that rises up against me in judgment I shall condemn. I know for God I live and for God I die. I know everything I placed into the care of the Lord, He will keep it. Oh, yes, He will. Mama, she makes an ark, a well-sealed ark, and places that ark in the waters near where Pharaoh's daughter will bathe. Watch where you take your children. Lord have mercy, I just saw that. Huh? Watch where you take your tender ones. Whose company, whose house. This mother strategically times all that she will do to save her son's life. Takes me to point number 2, daughter of Pharaoh. 5 and 6. Who's man? is that? Well, what's the matter? Pastor shouting too much? I think she just said yes. It's like Keisha. My niece Keisha was just like that. Bless her heart. A song. Oh, there you go. She wants mama. There you go. See, she wants mama. Nobody like mama. I told you that already. That's why God said she looked into his eyes and said, this child's special. See, okay, we're going to help you out. The father gives life, and the mother grooms the life. She nurtures it. Now, the father's got to protect that which is nurturing. That's the issue we're facing. A lot of fathers are not around to protect that which mama's nurturing. I carry on. 5 and 6. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she opened it, she saw the child. And behold, the babe wept. You see how that child got my attention? I didn't even know it. Silly me, I'm reading the message. That's right in the message. See, you think that that was an interruption. I work with it. I work with it because they say, here it is right here. Because when a baby cries, it gets your attention. That's right. Huh? That's the way it ought to be. Everything you are doing ought to stop when a baby cries. There is something inside of that baby, I don't know, but there's something going on that needs to be addressed. Okay, you're with me. She opened it up. She saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Church, here is something that I get. I get that in order to affect change, there has to be someone that is able to make it into the very place that needs to be changed. Uh-huh. You want to hear me say something? I had 3 people. You want to hear Pastor say something? Children of God, there is somebody in the OBA who has a heart for the people. God has placed people there. And that's why we've got to pray for them. Because they have to become emboldened to be the deliverer. Lord have mercy. That God has called them to be. All right. Oh, I haven't heard, so yes. In other words, let's take Bermuda. The reason that some have been allowed to make it into the higher levels of political organization is because God needs them right there. Right there in order to change the place, change the atmosphere, change the direction for a nation, change the hopes of a people. There is nothing new about this. This is what we see here. In order to respond to the cries of a hurting people, God will have it so that there is one who is raised up in that very place who understands the cries of his people. I believe in the power of politics. I do, yeah. I'm having a current issue with the ones in current power, but sincerely believe, I do, that God has placed leaders in leadership positions to be a blessing to the people and not to be a tyrant to the people. Hear me, church. The children of Israel are crying out. They are not having a sit down with those who either would not sit down with them or would simply sit down with them to sit down with them and then not do what they want them to do anyway. I'm talking about the Bible. I'm talking about the Bible. The children of Israel are crying. I am more than sure that if these same children existed today, I'm going to start this over because I just like how I wrote it. Watch this. The children of Israel are crying. I am more than sure that if these same children existed today, they would be called a mob. They would be labeled as having no manners. They would be accused of trying to bully Pharaoh. They would be rebuked for not being democratic and reasonable. Some of you are there. Church, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Yet I believe that God heard their no, 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 no. And that's why God will raise up a leader who would then say, let my people go.
That's right. That's right.
I love how God times these messages. How does God get his man-child into the palace? He does so through the open gate of a woman. The most open gate of any woman is her heart. What she's missing. She never even had a child after Moses. What she's missing. What she desires. The Bible tells us that she heard the baby cry. And she saw that the baby was a Hebrew. And she had compassion. Church, look at it again. Cry. Hebrew. Compassion. Cry. Hebrew. Compassion. Say it one more time. Cry. Hebrew. Compassion. Church, the daughter of Pharaoh followed along the same line of God. For God heard the cry of his Hebrew children and was moved with compassion. God will cause your enemy to line up and behave right. Oh, Jesus. I'm excited because I'm like, well, who is God working with in the Bermuda government right now? Who is God stirring? Hey, God. Stirring their hearts. They don't even know why. But they just can't take it anymore. I hear you, Holy Ghost. They don't know why, but they just can't keep quiet. Yeah, they're making $86,000, but somehow they got a legacy, they got a heart, and they hear the cry of the children of Bermuda. Yeah. Yes. So in essence, the Egyptian princess is now following after the heart of God. God will always look in the enemy's camp and camp out in the heart of just one. Just one. And notice it's just a woman. I'll take a walk on that. I'm going to take just a walk on that. Just a woman. That's a woman. Huh? Like Deborah, another woman, just a woman. Huh? Like Esther, just a woman, just a woman. Huh? Like Elizabeth, just a woman. I'm going to get dizzy if I keep on doing that. Uh-huh. Yeah. Get into the heart. Now, a covenant child, because you knew that she knew it was a Hebrew child because he was circumcised. Yeah. 8 days circumcised. So as soon as she heard the baby cry, open it up. Hebrew. Because it could have been one of the poor Egyptian children. That's why God looks at your heart to see if it's covenanted to him, to see if you're one of his. She looks at the baby, it's a Hebrew. And she still has compassion. She's in the palace. Her family is running things in Egypt. But God said, I'm running things in you. This is how the baby will make it into the palace. Through the heartstrings of a palace princess. God connects the princess with a covenant child. Connections. Covenants. Coming together. Yes, this child is a covenant child, but I'm now covenanted with this child in my heart. My heart is knitted to the child in love. Church, as I understood this text, I also understood the text in the context of our Bermuda today. So I'm going to repeat it. Let me say that I do believe that there are those in the OBA who understand what the general populace of Bermuda are going through. Yet, just as Moses took a long time to grow up and stand up, it will take some time to reveal who the real Moses-type leaders are in the OBA. Only time will tell. I'm kind of excited. I scoped them out the other day at the cabinet. I'm like, wow, you got Sylvander, he's got shades on. I don't know. You got Nandy Otterbury, she ain't saying nothing but smiling. I don't know. Yeah. You got Dunkley's got his shades on. Surrogate. Anyway, you got Cannoner. Nah, Mr. Gateman. No. I just kept going through. You know. I've got my video. I'm scoping things out. I'm saying, God, who, see, you got to think different as a leader. God, who, they see this cloud of witnesses. God, who are you making tender? Who are you working on their heartstrings? Who have you chosen for such a time as this? Let me tell you something. Let me help them out. In case they're looking at TV, let me help them out. You want to be a hero? This may even cause people to vote for whoever party you'll be a part of. Stand up, stand up, stand up for your right. I just try to help somebody. That just came to me. Because I'm kind of excited. Maybe because it's my experience. That when 33 ministers were going one way, I stood up for right. I just have that type of righteous indignation upon me. I admire people who don't worry about being on their own, but just will do right. Oh, glory to Jesus. So let's look at the text some more. Point number 3. Oh, yeah. Point 3. Daughter of the couple. Verse 7. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women? I like that. She's saying plural, but she means one. See. Because she couldn't have said, pay attention. She could not have said, you want me to go get his mama? She was careful not to say, you want me to go get a woman? No. She spread this net wide. You want me to go get one of the Hebrew women? Why? Because I thought about this, didn't write it down. The defenses of Pharaoh's daughters is done. Right now, she's not thinking political. She's just thinking, oh, look at this handsome, cute little boy. Oh, my heart. So while they're in that state of vulnerability, you have to watch what you say and be strategic. She knew who she was going to call. Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? Oh, I just got a biological something. Doc, I got this. So the immune system that was already kicked in with the baby was going to be even more now fortified, because the baby was going right back to that same breast milk for more fortification. So in some way, in a very way, God was strengthening the inner fortitude of that child. I'm going to read some more here. This daughter of the Levitical couple, was the key go-between person connecting the destiny of a detained people to the destiny of a delivered people. Just like my hero for the weekend, Miriam. The daughter did not crack under pressure. See, some of you God can't use. Oh, can I break it down for you? Some of you would have got to you would said, you like him? You think he's sweet? You can't kill him. You would have put the woman's mind right in the wrong place. You know, somebody would say, isn't he adorable? I know you ain't got any. I heard through the grapevine you were trying to have a child. No. And so God strategically prepares people to do his bidding. It's no mistake. She's the go-between. She must have been astute in understanding her role in protecting the life of her baby brother. Without the daughter of this couple, Moses' sister, the daughter of Pharaoh, would not have been able to connect to the life of this boy.
For a copy of this sermon in its entirety, please visit our church website, www.swim-international.com. Blessings abound.